The President of the DMK, Shri M. Karunanidhi, wrote a letter to the Prime Minister on the Sri Lanka issue with particular reference to the resolution that is under consideration by the United Nations Human Rights Council, the UNHRC. Shri A.K. Antony, Shri Ghulam Nabi Azad and I visited Chennai on 18/3/2013 to discuss the contents of the letter with Shri M. Karunanidhi and his senior colleagues. As you are aware, and as disclosed by Shri M. Karunanidhi, the DMK urged the government to bring amendments to the draft resolution before the UNHRC and also to take steps to bring a resolution to be adopted by Parliament. We returned to Delhi late on the night of 18/3/2013. On the morning of 19/3/2013, Srimati Sonia Gandhi addressed the Congress Parliamentary Party and stated, inter alia, and I quote, "The plight of Tamils in Sri Lanka is very close to our hearts. Our support for their equal rights and equal protection of the laws to them has been unwavering since the days of Indira Ji and Rajiv Ji. We are most pained at the manner in which their legitimate political rights continue to be denied to them. We are anguished by reports of unspeakable atrocities on innocent civilians and children, especially during the last days of the conflict of 2009. That is why we demand an independent and credible inquiry into the violation of human rights in Sri Lanka." Unquote. Shortly thereafter, at about 10 a.m., the core group met to discuss the outcome of the meeting in Chennai. It was decided to formulate amendments to the draft resolution before the UNHRC. It was also decided to consult political parties on bringing a resolution to be adopted by Parliament. Even as the meeting was underway, the media reported that Shri M. Karunanidhi had announced that the DMK would withdraw its ministers from the government and would withdraw support to the UPA. He also stated that if Parliament adopted a resolution before the end of the current sittings, the DMK would reconsider its decision. We are not aware of the reasons why the DMK changed its position between the night of 18th March and the morning of 19th March. Nevertheless, government began to formulate amendments to the draft resolution before the UNHRC. The amendments were finalized yesterday. India's permanent representative to the UNHRC is in Delhi for consultations. He will be given suitable instructions to move the amendments at the meeting of the UNHRC. A section of the media has reported that India worked with the United States to dilute the text of the draft resolution. This is a canard. The story is stoutly denied. India's position has always been and remains that the UNHRC should adopt a strong resolution that would send a resolute message to Sri Lanka and goad Sri Lanka to accept an independent and credible investigation. On the issue of a resolution to be adopted by Parliament, my colleague, the Minister of Parliamentary Affairs, Shri Kamal Nath, began consultations yesterday with the political parties. Opinion on the matter is divided. The consultations are continuing, and it may be possible to reach a conclusion only later today. The core group and other senior ministers met several times yesterday to review the situation. Even as another meeting was underway late last night, DMK leaders met the President of India and gave a letter withdrawing support. We are not aware of the reasons why the DMK changed its position between the morning of 19th March and the night of 19th March. In the meanwhile, the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu has written a letter dated 18th March to the Prime Minister, urging that India should move amendments to the draft resolution before the UNHRC. As far as the government is concerned, our position is that we intend to move amendments to the draft resolution before the UNHRC. We will also continue to consult political parties on bringing a resolution to be adopted by Parliament.
Are you afraid that the good work of fiscal consolidation will be undone by the situation of political instability? And my second question is not that if you anticipate early elections or not, but are you prepared for early elections?
See, firstly, there is no political instability. So the premise of your question is wrong. Secondly, only last week, one of the agencies said that the threat of downgrade has receded a lot, and in fact hinted that there could be a possible upgrade. As far as fiscal consolidation is concerned, Prime Minister and I have made it clear that we are on the path of fiscal consolidation. The path we have laid is a path from which we shall not waver. We will adhere to whatever we have said in the budget, that in the year 2013-14, the fiscal deficit will be brought down to 4.8. So I don't think anything of that has changed or anything of that will change.
Even though you have reiterated your commitment to fiscal consolidation, but investors have been very wary of the political developments in India. In the last 24 hours, we saw the markets react the way they did, completely nosedive. What would you want to tell investors? Because your big pitch to them has been to come to India and invest here, and now they're looking at political uncertainty. I'm sure you want to soothe and frayed nerves there.
You're using a different word, uncertainty. So let me reject that word also. There's no political instability, there's no political uncertainty. Now, yesterday's market trends were a reflection of what happened in Cyprus and the market's reaction to the RBI's announcement. Why do you attribute all that to the withdrawal of support by one ally? There is no political uncertainty, and I will continue to meet with investors, and I'm confident that we will continue to pursue investors and persuade investors to invest in India. You will find that investment continues to flow into India.